Yeah, cruising in the ocean with my fellas, waving at the shore, we got all them people jealous. They see that we shining from way over yonder. Gotta thank my father, my sponsor, for putting me on board and also giving me the capability to live life with no fear, create buzz with no beer. God is the reason why I live like this. Now everybody hating me, now I feel like Chris. Working out, eating right, now I look like this. Phone filled with different numbers, now my ex on pissed. Now I'm playing, she don't care cause she move like this. Man, I ain't hating cause she bad, man, we all ruthless. Man, I got money in my pocket, diamonds on my pinky and that brain.
Yeah, what'd you say?
No, what did you? Oh, you asked a question about Robert's arm. Do they need the same thing?
Yeah.
In
Does a
terms
promo
of
have
the
to happen?
storyline for the bloodline, yes.
Why?
Because because okay, if it was because sometimes you may be asking the question. Not everybody. Some people may ask the question, "What's the purpose for this match? Why
Right.
are we getting Roman versus Rock? Why is Rock versus Roman?" And people might question that in the sense of like, oh, we just get this match for the sake of getting this match, and there's no story, so why should I even care for this match? Without you giving a story, without you giving a promo or anything to build it up, there's no investment really. You don't care about the match. You're just getting Rock versus Roman, but say for instance, say Cody faces Seth Rollins or whoever else, or you get Paul versus this guy. And WWE is doing a great job of building towards that match, but no one's doing a great job of building towards Roman versus Rock. You don't care about Roman versus Rock.
How can you not care about that?
You would care to see the match.
Yeah.
You wouldn't care for the reason why the wrestling though. You wouldn't
Right.
care for the
'Cause-
purpose or the body or the storytelling. Now for you say, man, I don't care about all that. That's dope. But because they are tying this into the bloodline, you know what I'm saying, based off of what happened in 2020, yeah, from last year when they brought Rock back, and we almost got the match, to begin with, but then everybody was like clamoring for Cody, right? But Rock has done that thing where he's going. I showed the bloodline list of our full family members, and I'm the high chief. Roman, you may be the tribal chief, but I'm the high chief. And he can view himself as bigger, as more superior than Roman Reigns, things like that. I've already had the story written out for myself. And WWE can take that however they want to go about it, because eventually it's going to be and I never had a vision in my mind. I was like, for a moment, I thought, because we all assumed Roman was going to remain heel and Rock was going to remain babyface, and we would get that match. But now that they spin the reels, and when Rock is a heel, Roman's the babyface. He's going to do this whole entire redemption arc. Now you got to get that paid off somehow. What is the end game for this bloodline thing? Because these, like you just said, and even Larry said it, and even I've said it, WWE is going to be they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in jeopardy the moment this whole entire bloodline thing is over with. Now, granted, you'll still have their members, the family members of the bloodline doing their thing and killing it, but that bloodline story is going to be over, right? And
Right.
to me, the final chapter has always been Roman versus The Rock. That's been the end game that needs to happen, and that concludes this whole story. So,
But
I think
Roman
for
versus
the bloodline sake and the storytelling and the storyline sake, yes, you need to draw up something that way. But I get you just saying I just want to see the match, and you ain't gotta care about that, because there's people who are like you that it's like, I don't care about that. I just want to see the match.
the
I'm just
aura,
telling you from storyline
the aura,
perspective.
the aura for both names. Like, for example, we ain't getting no build up
Yeah.
with Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. What was the storyline? People list that as the best
Just
match in the world, but there was
just
no storyline.
essentially the only thing that was trend with that was Hulk wanted to take over the WWE with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. That was about it. But it went to no avail.
So there was
The
no
Rock was
storyline.
put in, not really, no, not really. Not
But
really.
but
Point,
people
no,
list
not really.
that, but people list that as the best match ever, even though we don't agree. But that's what they list that as the
Nope.
best match ever. There was no storyline behind it. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it
I'm
wasn't.
saying Roman Reigns and The Rock. You can't even mix that with Bloodline, because The Rock has not teamed up with nobody on that side. He didn't come back to team up with Solo. He didn't team up with nobody. So whose side? So if we're talking bloodline, who's Rock's side on? Whose side is he on? You can't assume that he's with Solo. He never teamed up with Solo ever.
We came up with the theory of maybe Rock will have his own bloodline. He would create his own, and like there
But we're
wouldn't be
talking
no
about
Solo
right now.
involvement or Roman's involvement.
We're talking about right now. If he don't bring nobody in, what story
Yeah,
are we
right
doing?
now, yeah.
That's my point. If there's no story behind
Well,
that joint, then what are we? What are you trying to tag that into a bloodline situation when he hasn't even really been intact with all the bloodline? So it won't even be a bloodline issue. It'll only be Roman versus Rock. It won't be nobody else. It won't be no bloodline, no nothing.
hmm,
There's no storyline with that. That's just aura versus aura.
I get you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, people, if they want to see the story, that's cool. But what story are they going to create? It can't be bloodline purposes because you don't know what side Rock is on. You can't just be
Maybe
like,
they
oh
tied it
yeah,
into
well
the
he ain't on
Rock
Roman's
area.
side, so whoever's not on Roman's side, he on the other side. But we've never seen him team up with Solo. We've never seen Solo do anything for him. We've never seen nothing like that. And he's working with everybody outside the bloodline. He worked with Cody. He worked with CM Punk. I mean, not CM Punk. He worked with Cody Rhodes. He worked with John Cena. He worked with Travis Scott. He did not work with nobody in his blood at all.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we connect The Rock versus Roman as in game for bloodline if Rock's really not even involved in the bloodline? That's what I'm saying. If they announce that match right now for WrestleMania, right now, there's no story that has to be told, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm watching that." It don't even matter if they don't say anything to each other. It don't matter. Those two those big names, those superstars, that sold it. You ain't got to tell me about no other card, no other match on the card. That sold it, and they didn't even say anything to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. That's that's what we talking about. We like, bro, I want to see the match. He ain't got to say nothing to him. What he gonna say? Oh yeah, well I'm the tribal chief. Oh yeah, well I'm the high chief. Okay, well see you in the ring. All right, cool. That's it. They don't gotta hype it up for CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. They cool people, but they ain't them names. They not. They not The Rock. They not Roman Reigns.
Hmm.
And that match been wait. We've been waiting for that match for what? How long? They ain't gotta hype that up. They announced it. It's a wrap. It's sold out just off
Hmm.
that alone. It's sold out just off that match alone. You fill it in however you like. And to be honest with you, the match might not live up to the hype.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the bad.
I
That's
definitely have
yeah.
felt the way
That's
for sure.
that's the part that everybody
I
got to
definitely have felt the way
understand.
for sure.
Yeah, that's the part that everybody got to understand. Is every
I'm gonna
year
be honest with you.
people get older every
I think
year.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the only shot of it being great, really, to be honest with you, I think Roman Reigns could carry it though to being
Of
great.
course,
He's done before. I think Roman Reigns will has the opportunity to make sure Rock looks not only really good in the ring, looks strong in the ring, but that they come out of it, very well. And Roman has this innate ability to not do a whole lot, but still can give you so much to where it's still a good enough match, right? So I'm
right?
not looking for a technical, high flying, these guys doing, crazy move type of match. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a spam of finishers, essentially. Rock hit the rock bomb probably 4 or 5 times. Roman hit the spear maybe 6 times.
Yep.
Superman punch 3 times. Rock hits the people's elbow probably twice. You get the sharpshooter being put in there. Um, whatever, right? It doesn't even matter. It's just a matter of how do they go about telling the story. How well is the match going to live up to? But it's still an anticipated match. And I think the reason why is because when it comes to the Anoa'i family, which other name has been bigger than The Rock, let alone even Roman Reigns?
None.
That's what I'm saying. So like you got two of the biggest stars that comes from that family, and you do this. You desire to see that match. So I think that's one of the reasons why people want to see the match so bad. It's not so much about we expect it to be a great match, but these are two of the biggest stars. And if you not forget, back in 2015, it was Rock that gave Roman the endorsement when he won the Royal Rumble. So that's why people have for years have been going, we need to see this match. We just haven't gotten it in years. And it's just like, I'm kind of getting a picture from WWE. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, bruh, just give us a match already. But I can see a scenario where they may not do it for next year either. And the crazy part is we said it would happen for next year. It's not. It's
Right.
not, bro. It's not. And I think part
Put
of
it
that
over
was
there.
because of Rock having a film around this time. That's why he couldn't be at this
Well,
time.
let him know.
That's why people get so upset.
Yeah, that's good.
He was doing movies. He was doing all those films. What's up?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I said about that one, bro. But however they go about it, I mean, to your point, they just keep it like that, and we just want to see
Right.
that. I mean, it's at the point
What's
now where
up?
you do just want to see that.
On the phone?
I do agree with you over that.
Oh, you
I'm
good,
just saying, to close the final chapter, Rock and Roman had to be those final two pieces.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the final two pieces because there's no need to do any more storyline. There's no need to bring, I got this such
Come on.
cousin or that such cousin.
There's water coming down in it. Yeah, they said they shut the machine down. Yeah.
And we're going to war and things like that. There's no need to do all that no more. Like, war has completely dissipated at this point. There's no Roman versus
Crazy.
Solo, bloodline this, bloodline that. You're not getting that.
What he doing? He just said that car's a gasser. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to think for sure. No, check the one. The one got a check engine light, and the other one is a gasser. He didn't tell me which one. I'm trying to think. So I don't know. Like, cause with the Roman, with the what was it? The it was Roman and oh yeah, no, not Roman. I'm sorry. The Hogan and Rock. When you really look at the story, there was no storyline for that, which I understood what Hogan was trying to do and things like that. But I think if Roman and Rock ever goes against each other, it's going to end the same way as Hogan and them did. They're going to have the fighters fight, whoever win or whatever, but then somebody's going to come in and interrupt, which could possibly be Solo and them, which would cause Roman and Rock to be on the same team for a season.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The match we really should have gotten over Robert versus Hogan should have been Austin versus Hogan.
Really?
It should have been Austin. Yes.
Why you say that?
Austin versus Hogan. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when the Hogan was the first. Okay, but before Hogan, it was Bruno Sammartino, right?
Yeah.
Hogan became the biggest wrestling star in the 80s.
What?
And by the time the 90s had rolled around, it wasn't his time. Right?
Right.
Until he revitalized himself and
take this over there and fill this up. He said it needs fluid. That one right there. Yeah, he said it needs fluid. I guess so, yeah. Go ahead, Josiah, my fault.
Yeah. He revitalized himself in WWE as the Hollywood Hogan. But
right
around that time in the 90s and the Attitude Era, you can make this a strong case that as popular as The Rock was, he wasn't as popular as far as Steve Austin.
That's true. I agree with that.
He wasn't as popular, and on top of it, he was in position to be number one, really, like that. Like when you think about the Attitude Era and who really led the charge for real, like everyone came to see Austin. Rock was hard. They loved Rock. He had great catchphrases and things like that. Yeah, he had.
But he wasn't Hollywood. Like he wasn't Hollywood though. I think that could have been the reason why, because Rock was Hollywood. That could have been the reason why, because he was as far as his character. He was Hollywood for real. Like
Right,
he was like a
right.
movie
Hollywood
star.
moves like that for real.
So that
You're
might have
right.
been the
You're right.
reason.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That might
yeah,
have been the reason why he
yeah.
went after
I
him.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Hollywood
but it was
Hogan
said I
versus The
think
Rock,
Austin
the
actually
Hollywood
had the match
version.
against Hogan first.
Yeah, I wish we would have. I wish we would have got that.
Right, because to me the biggest star of the '80s was Hogan, and the biggest star of the '90s was Austin, arguably.
I think that I think
He was.
hold on, what did you say?
He was the biggest star of the Attitude Era.
Who was?
Austin.
That's a hot
No,
take, bro.
Undertaker was.
He was. No,
That's a hot take.
Okay, okay. Put it this way. I put it
It's a
this way,
lot of
right?
people in the
I put
Attitude
it
Era,
this
bro.
way. When there was, don't get it twisted. You can put if you had your top five right now of the big stars and after you can name it right now if you want to. But what I'm gonna say is, if you look at it from the landscape of how WWE has positioned their top stars or franchise players, it
Uh huh.
was Bruno, it was Hulk Hogan, and then Hogan went away, and you kind of had that in Brett. Brett and Shawn were probably the top two that was carrying the charge around that time because
Uh
of
huh.
the whole steroid trial thing, right?
Yep.
That happened. They weren't, but Brett wasn't as that. He wasn't that big. He was popular, but he wasn't that big. He was just so great at what he did as far as wrestling, really, right?
Right.
But then you bring in Austin to the fold, and Austin somewhat changed the game, right?
But
Then it
but
went from Austin.
I don't know.
Then it went from Austin to John Cena, right? And then to John Cena, you get that towards Roman Reigns. Like when I think of the top stars, I'm talking about the ones who drew money, the ones who sold out houses, the ones
So
who were doing the most
so you can
to
quickly take.
see.
I get
You
what you're
can quickly
saying, but
shut
I'm like,
down Undertaker's
Yeah, like
name.
from a business
yeah,
standpoint, who was
you
most
heard.
popular?
He didn't even say his name at all.
You,
Who?
yeah, you can quickly take the Undertaker out of the
Undertaker's name is not
conversation.
even mentioned.
No. Taker gets love a lot of times because he was a cornerstone. He remained loyal to WWE and was there for years, even when there
That
was times where it
counts,
got good
then.
or bad. He
That
was there,
counts.
and it does count because he, in a way, he not only outlasted Austin Rock, he outlasted Shawn Michaels, right? I won't say he outlasted Triple H. Well, maybe he did, but my point
As
is
far as in the
Mhm.
he
ring, yeah, he
remained.
did.
Yeah. But as far as anything else, his longevity and his character reinvention over the years did him justice. So he remained a staple or at least a cornerstone of WWE. I will never take that away from Taker. But what I'm saying is this, and Taker is a great character. Taker is a great every performer. I'm not saying none of that way. But I watched even Taker would tell you, as great as big as he wasn't necessarily he wasn't on Austin's level, but he didn't do. It's so hard for me to describe it. Like he didn't exactly change the game for the business. He was a part of helping the Attitude Era as far as the show. But it was really Austin. They were really like carrying like Austin really carried the torch for real. He was that centerpiece. This man, put him as world champion. Did all kinds of things with him for real.
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it real, and this
Yeah,
might
go
be the
ahead.
hottest. This might be the hottest take that we've ever had on any of our podcasts.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go
say
ahead.
this right now. If Vince
Yeah, go ahead.
McMahon, if there's no Vince McMahon, there's no Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Agree.
That's the reason why he's not the Attitude Era. If you say that, then Vince
I
McMahon is
completely
the
agree with that.
Attitude Era. Vince
I
McMahon is the
completely agree with
Attitude.
that.
That means that Vince McMahon is the Attitude Era, not Stone Cold, because Vince McMahon is the one who created the situation.
No, because because Vince also had a hand in creating The Rock. He had a hand in creating The Undertaker. He had
None
a
of them,
hand in creating Reigns.
none of them.
He
He
had
did back and
he had a
forth.
hand in creating DX.
It don't matter. He didn't have a back and forth like he did with Stone Cold. That took the WWE over the top.
Right.
That was it. So what I'm saying
But
is, I'm not giving Stone Cold the credit for the Attitude Era. If Vince McMahon was the reason why it was what it was. If he's not
he was
doing
the
that, if it's
top
not a
star.
boss, because Stone Cold wasn't doing that before Vince McMahon pulled that trigger. What else was he doing? He ain't started doing all that until Vince McMahon was like, run wild, do whatever you want. But he didn't do that until after Vince McMahon was like, all right, let's butt heads and then do that. Other than that, the
Well,
WCW was killing him.
before This is true, BZ. But before that all had happened, with him and Vince, there was that awesome 316 promo from when he won the Key in the Ring,
which
and
wasn't
then
bigger than The Rock. That wasn't bigger than The Rock at that time.
But the Rock was still down Instagram at the time.
But what I'm saying is, the number one thing going on at the time was DX and all of them. So Stone Cold wasn't the leader of none of this. To say that he was the face of Attitude Era, that's not true. Without Vince McMahon, he's not that.
What I'm saying is, because if you go into like when you go into the history of WWE, when they view their franchise players, they have I think they have a list of guys like that, and Austin was on that list of guys who carried things. And what I'm saying is, you're technically you're right about this man. I completely agree with you. But Vince also had a hand of doing the same thing for Hogan as well. The difference was he didn't have Hogan be his behind week to week on Monday Raw to draw ratings. That was the difference. It was the 80s. Like, people wanted an all-American character superhero. That was Hogan.
And that's what the attitude. And that's what the attitude. That's what the Attitude Era was. Is what I'm saying. When Vince McMahon did that, and you had Stone Cold Steve Austin beating up his boss. That's what took the Attitude Era and DX. They took it to another level. But if Vince McMahon did not do that, the WCW officially still wins this battle.
True. This is very true.
This is the reason why Austin cannot be at the top. Vince McMahon has to be at the top.
What I'm saying is, I believe they listed him as one of their franchise players.
They're going to forever do that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they ain't doing that. All I'm saying is he's not the face of it. That's what I'm telling you. I know he's on the list, but he's not the face. I can't give him that.
So Austin was not the face of the Attitude.
No, heck no. I just said if you take Vince McMahon out, what do we got? And I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about if you take out everything that he did with Vince McMahon, from going to beat him up at the hospital, going to his house, doing all of that. If you eliminate all of that stuff, where's the Attitude Era at? Where's it at? That's what sparked it off.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. Before Vince McMahon did that thing with Stone Cold.
No, let me tell you, it was Shawn Michaels that gave him that idea of the Attitude Era or something like that, because of the way he came out that one night on Raw.
It's a possibility. But what I'm saying is, if that's the case, then okay, that's DX. If you do, if that's what you can say, Kurt Angle, you can say any of these people. But only reason why Stone Cold was in the front, he was a part of the Attitude Era.
He was, but was he like on the level of like where Austin?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you said that because of the fact that if Vince McMahon would have did the same thing with Stone Cold, but instead of Stone Cold, it would have been Kurt Angle. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yes, completely. Yes.
So my point exactly. Vince McMahon.
Kind guy.
Thank you. Which means that Vince McMahon could do it with anybody. So how do we put Stone Cold on the pedestal if he could have did it with anybody? That's why you don't get no pedestal look. You don't get that because he could have did it with anybody. He could have did it with Shawn Michaels. He could have did it with Triple H. Yeah. He could have did it with Kurt. He could have did it with Mark Henry. That's what I'm saying. So I don't praise Stone Cold for that. And ask yourself this: before that situation happened, what was going on with Stone Cold when the WCW was winning in the ratings?
Like I said, I think you had the Austin 316 moment that happened, and then you had the feud with Bret Hart. You know what I'm saying? He had that rivalry with Bret, where most of the time the fans were cheering Bret. They're cheering Austin over Bret a lot of times, even though WWE wanted him to be a heel.
Right.
Apparently, he was supposed to be a babyface, but because he did what he did, people respected it. So essentially, he became like going for like one of WWE's, if not their first anti-hero.
Right. So what I'm saying is, when he was doing that, they were losing in the ratings. So it don't matter. Whatever he was doing, it don't matter. It wasn't enough. They was losing in the ratings.
Everybody played a part in helping to shift the Attitude Era and make it what it was. Like,
let's keep it a buck. No, we're not doing that. Nobody didn't
What
put
do you mean?
when Vince McMahon was going against Stone Cold. That's what everybody was watching. That was it. Everybody was only
So
trying to tune in.
nobody was.
Look, bro,
Go ahead.
when Stone Cold was coming to the ring in the beer trucks and all
Hmm.
that extra stuff, that's what people was coming to see. Everybody else, that was cool, but that's not what they was coming to see. They wanted to see what Vince McMahon and what Stone Cold was going to do that next night. That's what they were watching for. They was not watching for everybody else.
So what you're saying to me, BZ, is that people are not coming to see Taker,
No,
Kane,
no,
DX.
not
Let me see,
when
Mankind.
no when Vince McMahon created that back and forth with him and what you call it. That's all they wanted to see. They didn't want to see nothing else.
So then that tells me, and then for it to be Austin, so for Vince to do that for himself and for him to do that with Austin because Austin was that performer, Vince McMahon was a performer too, but he wasn't like, he was still the boss essentially, right?
That's
They
the
led the
reason why
charge.
it was over. Right.
Yes, he led the charge,
Yeah.
but he positioned Austin alongside with him as a part of that lead.
But
So
what
for
I'm
him and Austin
telling,
to
but
be
what I'm
part of the
getting
lead,
you, but what I'm trying to get you to
yeah,
understand is he could have picked anybody. So you don't give him the credit.
I
You
agree.
can't. So you don't give
I
Stone
agree.
Cold the credit. You can't. You can't give Stone Cold the credit if Vince McMahon chose you to do it because he could have did it with anybody. That's what I'm saying. He could have did it with any character. Any character could have got that same treatment, and the WWE would have went over in that Attitude Era. Everybody.
I give you that. I give you that. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something. I think the callous of that happening, to be perfectly honest with you, it could have really been. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it could have really been Bret Hart.
What you
When you
mean?
think about it,
I got bubbles out here.
because Bret Hart was the callous of this man becoming that evil boss character. Like when the Montreal Screwdriver happened, right? And
Yep.
Brad infamously spit at this man, and then he punched him backstage, knocked him out, apparently,
I remember that.
and
Yep.
whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And he rebelled and left WWE, and his contract was expiring. He was gone, he got out, all that other stuff. And Brad, if that was all, if it was storyline purposes and it wasn't such a real thing, Brad could have been there for Austin instead of Austin being there for Vince.
That's a
So
fact.
what I'm saying is, technically speaking, it was Brad that was the catalyst for all this evil now this man. So this man had to find a character that would play that very well. And why not? Austin looked cool. Austin didn't care. If you was in his way, it didn't matter who you were. You can be tall, small, fat, 2 guys, 3 guys, whatever. You in his way, he gonna stun you. It
I
don't
got
matter.
that.
You can get the
Right.
business like all the time, right? So because of how cool and how rebellious Austin looked and how he came across with his appeal, Vince had to use that to his advantage because Austin had a character. Right? It was. I don't think. But my question is, with that though, did he create Austin? Did he create Austin entirely, or did
No.
Austin have a role in creating himself? Is
No,
my question.
I'm not saying that he created Austin because Austin was already created in the King of the Ring. What I'm saying is they had to
Right.
go all the way to the Vince McMahon was the one that said we got to go all the way in. We got to make him hate me hate him, and feud. We got to make that happen. Vince McMahon pulled that trigger. And that's what put
I agree.
Austin all the way over the top. Because he was over, of course, when he took Triple H's spot because of that situation. But he wasn't
Yeah,
completely until the Attitude Era kicked in when Vince McMahon chose him at that time.
I
But
get
what I'm
you.
saying is he
I
could have
get you.
chose
Yeah,
anybody because
I agree.
if you take it all the way back, Austin's not Austin.
Hmm.
Austin's not Austin if Triple H wouldn't have did what he did and would have won King of the Ring. If Triple H would have won,
I agree.
if Triple
I
H would have
completely
won
agree
King
with
of the
that.
Ring, we don't get
Yeah,
Austin 316.
we don't get all 316. Yep, I agree. I completely agree with that.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. So I'm like, yo, Stone Cold did his part. But what I'm saying, like to lead the charge of the Attitude Era, I got to give it to Vince. I can't give it to nobody else. I got to give it to Vince.
I'm talking from the standpoint of who were your top baby faces, and Austin was a baby face. He wasn't. The difference was, okay, this is what he did that was not so traditional. He wasn't the traditional baby face because he's an anti-hero character. It's just that people love him because of it, right? They love him for just doing the way he did things and things like that. And yes, this man helped lead that. What I'm trying to get at the end
Right.
of the day is the traditional leading babyface, the type of guys who were the faces of your company, that were your leading number one babyface. And then you had that in Bruno, you had that in Hogan, And I say Austin. I don't think Rock was the number one babyface around the time because Rock correct me if I'm wrong, he was a heel around that time. He wasn't even a face around like that, and he was still doing Nation Domination. So you didn't get Rock being Rock until maybe, like, what year did he win the Survivor Series when he won the World Title and beat Mankind? You know the year? What year was that? Oh my gosh. I forget what year, but then he ended up joining the corporation. And then eventually Rock broke out of the corporation and went on his own. Right? And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. As dope as babyface Rock was, there was a point in time where fans turned on him because he went to Hollywood.
Because of what?
Like, because he went to Hollywood. People were upset about that. You didn't know about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They had to change, they had to pivot Rock to being a. So this isn't Rock. The Final Boss character isn't Ross's first time pivoting to being a heel. He pivoted before doing the Hollywood Rock gimmick. Because everyone was like, he changed, he went to Hollywood, he didn't care about us no more, y'all, this, that, and third. So the fans felt betrayed. For whatever reason. The rest of them are so weird. But they felt betrayed by him. And if you notice too, when he turned heel, they didn't like him.
Oh,
when he came to us turning heel, the fans could not do Austin.
Yeah, that's true.
You notice that? They couldn't boo Austin.
Yeah.
The WWE did their best. They did their damnness, their hardest to make sure you hate Austin. The crowd does not. They couldn't boo him like that.
They booed him when he shook hands with Vince McMahon.
They did. But going for more, it was hard to boo Austin. It was crazy. Like,
no, that's what I'm talking about. When Stone Cold shook hands with Steve Austin, they booed him for that. They didn't cheer him for that.
Because they hated Vince.
Right.
Right.
So if you connected to him, you're gonna get booed.
But you get him away from Vince McMahon, and you still have him do heelish things. Even he was doing heelish things, and we're not booing him. It's kind of like how John Cena is right now. John Cena's a heel right now, but yet no matter how much you try to spin it, the crowd loves John Cena. But prior to all that, you got the you can't wrestle, you suck chance. You know, and it's interesting to me because, like, who have ever I was worried for a second for Roman Reigns back then when they tried to make him the guy. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was worried. I was like, what? These crowds don't give a crap about Roman, this and that and third. They keep on telling him he sucks, all this other stuff. Like, it's crazy how things have turned now, where everyone wants to go, we want Roman, we love Roman, they share him every time he comes out, it gives him a big pop, all this other stuff. Crazy. But
yeah, I don't know. Back then, I used to think that.
Oh, you were, Larry. You was there with me.
I used to think that Roman and Usos were other cousins on TV.
You used to think what?
I didn't think they were real cousins.
What the? Why does this car keep locking?
Just you thought the same thing as me.
No, I didn't know about Roman's connection to the bloodline, or at least to the.
All right, bro, be safe, man.
Until like after.
Got you.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay.
They were cousins. I believe it. I didn't know. Oh, they're not cousins. I didn't know because they did a great job of presenting him with the shield, so I had no idea that he was connected to the bloodline. And until I did my research, and I was like, oh, okay, I know who his dad is, and I know who his brother is, and I was like, oh, okay, got you. But I didn't know who Reigns was. At the time, we didn't know. At the time, hold on, Larry. At the time, we didn't know who the Shield was.
You said at the time you didn't know what?
We didn't know who the Shield was. We just knew their names and their group name. I didn't know about Roman's connection. Like, that's what I'm gonna give WWE credit. They did a great job of making me not forget, but I would say perhaps not know about that. When Roman came in, I didn't know about him. None of that stuff.
Mm.
All I knew is this guy was coming out where Dean and Seth Rollins beating niggas up every single week, you know, for Raw and SmackDown. That's all I knew. And he beat Shark Sunday too. Okay. And Usos.
That's what I said. We used to think the same thing. We used to think that they were undercovers on TV. I said, that's what I said. We used to think the same thing, that they were undercovers on TV. As far as the storyline.
I knew they were cousins, not because of what I saw on TV, but because of what I read about Roman Reigns after that. So, or at least I kind of low-key may have did it research before Roman and Jay. I think no, it was Jay. It was Seth, I think. Wait a minute, who did Roman and Seth beat to win the tag title from? Was it Usos?
I don't know. Might have been. I don't think it was the New Day. I don't think the New Day was the New Day at the time.
No, New Day wasn't the New Day around time yet. No.
Was it?
Dang, who was that?
Could have been the Hardys.
Was it the Usos? Let me see. The Hardys weren't there, people. Who did Roman and Seth beat in tag team championship?
I got it.
No, it was Team Hell No. Oh wow, Kane Dan Bryan, I forgot about that. Yup.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
The match was a turnout tag team match, which allowed for untagged no team teaming. That's crazy. And the same night, the Emperor became United States champion too. I think he beat Kofi Kingston for the belt.
Dang, that all happened the same night?
Yup, same night. Mm-hmm. And if you remember too, the
Yo, so I'm the only one here, so y'all cleaning them cars. I'm the only one here, so y'all cleaning them cars.
You were a champion.
Yeah.
Yup.
What the?
Larry, do you believe Seth Rollins and CM Punk hate each other in real life or no?
Yeah.
You said yes?
Mm-hmm. He's only said it in interviews. Hey, you not like each other in real life.
Oh, you thought I was playing? Yo, clean that car. I do the other side. Just do the right side. But
I mean, just putting the differences to the side to work.
I think there's only one person he said he don't like, and I think he said he don't like Matt Riddle in real life. I seen that interview.
But I think him and Matt made up though.
Oh.
When they did that storyline few things. Like before that, they had heat with each other. Because Seth said he didn't want to work with Matt.
Yeah.
That was the beef. He said he didn't want to work with Matt. But then they ended up working with each other, and I think they got along after that. Because I think him and Seth had words, and they apologized to each other. Well, I think they worked it out. Were they the best friends after that? No, but they worked it out as being respectful towards one another as far as individuals. I think he hates CM Punk.
He does.
I don't think that was real.
You don't think CM Punk is real?
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Larry. You don't think it's real?
He said it. Shit. That's 100% real.
I think it was real when it started. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think none of that is legit no more. I think when it started, I think it was real. I think it's over now.
I think Beats is right.
Yeah, I think it's over now. I think.
Because why would you continue to have Seth and Punk still work
Yeah,
together,
it's too
even
late.
if it's
That
a
song
male?
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like the more I
Yeah,
see them work
because
together, the more I'm like,
he shouldn't in an interview, no matter how much he doesn't like somebody, they can work. He doesn't have to like that's the person to work with the person.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So as long
that's
as he
I
true.
got
told you I'm
other
a popular
money,
person.
he can put his
You,
feelings
I
to the
told you about the
side.
headphones. They got the speakers on the thing on the glasses. I ain't tell you these. These the metas, the $300 joints. Yeah, you ain't know that. You thought I was in there talking to myself. Yeah. Oh yeah, the speakers is on the back of here. Yeah, the speakers is on the back of here. Yeah. Yeah, bro. For real, because earlier when I had them on in the dark, they're like, "What are you doing?" It don't make sense, but it makes ton of sense if you doing it in the light. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, that one is done. Which one is the gasser? All
That's
right,
what it goes.
Beats for me.
that's the same joint. Is that the same one he pulled in? No, that's another gasser out there. Okay, yeah, yeah, bro. But what was I saying? My fault. They be out here thinking I'm crazy because I got these
Now,
high
about
tech
defending
glasses on.
Seth Punk, that's hating each other in real life.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's over. I think that they
Yeah,
hated each other and during that match, all those matches that they did, and I think they was throwing a couple real blows. I think that stuff was real, but at the same time, in my opinion, if you really hate somebody, you ain't making no money with them, bro.
you know,
I'm not making
I
no money with
agree.
you, bro. If I
Like
don't
like
like you,
Seth
bro,
could.
I'm not making no
That's what
money
I'm
with you.
saying.
he,
If I'm
he spoke on
exactly
it.
like Seth could easily went in business for himself. That's the thing about AEW, right? When Punk had problems with people in AEW, they went into business for themselves and made themselves like view themselves. They came across as very unprofessional, right?
Right.
With Seth, he remains professional, but you can only hate somebody for so long. My thing is, why is WWE still having them continue to work with one another? Like to me, I get why Seth is
Yeah,
doing
we
it.
good. That's a gasser.
Because they
All
can
right.
make money off of it.
I'm not disputing that, Larry. But what I'm saying is, I think BD might be on something because why would you still want to work? Seth can tell Hunter that's if he wanted to taking wise. He can
Right.
easily tell Hunter, I don't want to work with
Is
Punk
you
no
taking
more.
this one, bro? After you
Get
park
him
that?
get him away
Okay.
from me.
Bet.
He can immediately go
What is he doing?
and do that if he wanted to. I don't want to work with Punk no more. Keep him far away from me. This and that and third.
Huh?
As far as we're on the same shows, cool. But I do not want to work with Punk no more. I'm tired of working with Punk.
Go ahead.
You
Good.
know
Go
somebody who's
ahead.
tired of working with Punk like that?
If you have to remember,
Oh,
That
okay.
Sylvanus is
All right.
very loyal to the Sylvanus is very loyal to the company, so he can do his best for
I
business.
believe it. I believe it, but he
And if
can.
that's
But at the same
Appreciate it, bro.
time,
he
wrestlers have
can, but
gone
he
to
won't.
politics against their wrestlers. They have done
Yeah.
it.
He can, but yeah, he can, but he won't.
What do you mean he won't?
So he's smart.
Right. They said it was a lot coming back or no?
He
All right.
he, he knows
Yeah, it's been dead,
what's
dead.
best for business. Even though he don't like it,
Go ahead. Saturday and Sunday
he
slow
knows
too?
what's best for business.
That's shocking.
And he always says, no matter how much he does not like somebody, it's not gonna
Yeah.
get in the way
All right,
of
we
his
good.
job.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like that, but that's just me. A lot of people, when they making millions of dollars, they can still hate somebody but still make money. I just won't. But me, I'm not working with nobody if I can help it. If I can help it, I
That's
ain't
what
working
I'm
with nobody I
saying.
don't
Why
like.
would you still want to make money with a guy you hate?
Yeah, I ain't doing it. Not me.
That don't make no
Oh
sense.
shoot! Dang it!
But I'll tell you this, it's not on that level to where if they see each other, they about to fight. It's only on the level to where I don't like this guy. You hurt me deep down. I don't like you. You don't like me. But we both know what's best for business. And what's best for business is us working this out.
I get them making money. I get them making millions of dollars. I get them even doing great business with one another. But at the same as that time, this feud has been continuing since December of 2023.
That junk can mess up. That view can mess up a locker room if it goes left.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why
Like
I'm
I'm
like, I don't
surprised
think it's a feud no more.
we haven't heard reports of Punk and Seth getting into it backstage. They hate her so much. Why would you fight backstage?
I don't know. That's why I don't think
You
it's a
see what
feud
I'm
no
saying?
more.
Yeah,
I
Why?
could be wrong,
Like, why would you do
but
that?
I don't know.
And do that to each other.
I keep
Hate each other
telling
so
you,
much.
it's not to that point.
Larry, I get what you're saying. I'm not disputing that. But to BZ's credit and to BZ's point, he has a good point. If I'm still working with this guy and I'm following a storyline where now I'm the heel and the other guy still is remaining babyface and I'm no longer babyface, and we're still working with each other, and I don't have a problem with it, and I can say whatever I want to say about him, but I can still do me. Why would you then still hate the guy? And then on top of that, here's another thing too. Seth has somewhat ran his course of coming at Punk talking about you left us. How many times does Seth Rollins got to say you left us? Because that's the only storyline thread he got against CM Punk.
and he keep losing.
That's the only storyline
And
thread.
he keep losing. Yeah.
And he keeps losing. That's another
Hold
thing
on,
too.
I'm gonna call y'all right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
I'm
like, he
with you.
keep losing.
That's why I was trying to get at. Like that's why I'm trying to get Larry to understand. Like I'm not saying they're not doing business with one another or that they can't remain consummate professionals. All I'm saying is this. To your point, I wouldn't work with a guy if we're doing. I don't have hatred for nobody to begin with in real life, right?
Right.
But if I hated someone and I was told me and this guy got work together by 4 months, we got to work with each other for 4 months. Okay, cool. See, I'm gonna do any and everything I can in those 4 months to make sure this feud or whatever I'm doing looks great. And then guess what? Now, let's do business with you. Let's do business with you. I'm moving on.
Right.
I wouldn't want to continue to do a feud with someone who I seemingly hate.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They've been working with each other since December 2023, BZ. Since Punk came back,
Yeah.
December 2023. They
Uh-huh.
haven't wrestled even a match. They haven't even wrestled each other. They didn't even fight each other around time either. They didn't even have a scuffle until what was the year? Last year. Yeah. They didn't fight until 2024.
Right.
It don't make sense to me.
It don't. It don't make sense at all. Right.
We in June of 2025, and you suckers are still feeling with each other. CM Punk come out of nowhere and hit you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nah. I don't think it's like that.
No.
I think it's over. I definitely think it's over.
Yeah, me too. I would be surprised if they still for them to still do what they're doing. I would be surprised to hear that they still hate each other even up to this point. I would be surprised.
Yeah, because that's stupid. Bro, y'all, like, come on, bro. Y'all dang near the faces right now. You can't continue to keep hating this dude off the same situation 2 years ago. Move around, bro.
Right. Come on.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, I wouldn't even respect him if he still had issues or animosity towards him based off that still.
And here's another thing.
That's weird.
I agree. And if you notice too, Punk hasn't really said anything outright very like he's been disrespectful towards Seth Rollins. I'm not disputing that. but he hasn't really said anything towards Seth where it just you're like, bro, okay, Punk, you taking this way too far.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been there. Seth has been really very personal. Seth
Right.
has been the main one talking and getting everything as far as his point across, and essentially like getting over Punk every single time.
Right.
So if Punk really hurts this guy, hates this guy, don't you think Punk will make a business for himself and say what he wants to say about Seth? Like,
Right now, yeah.
I know Punk. Listen, I know CM Punk.
He'll
CM Punk
go
is
blow. He'll low
arguably
blow.
he will come. Yes,
He will cook
you
him.
want to see Punk go low? You want to see Punk go low? Watch the AEW medium scrum. You see how low he can go. Oh my gosh!
That's what I'm saying.
People forget about that. Come on, he cooked. Like, listen, even though it was one of those things where he shouldn't have done it, bro. Punk was cooking. He was cooking. He's like the guy he had issues with at that time. He did. He had some nice quotable lines. Like, I can think about all kinds of quotable lines from that dang on me and scrum. But my point I'm trying to get is, if Punk really wanted to, he can potentially eviscerate Seth Rollins on the microphone.
Exactly.
He really could. But he's held himself back on purpose. And that's why I've been noticing. I respect it to a degree. I kind of dislike it though. Because I know CM Punk. I know CM Punk can go bar for like insult to insult. Like think of it like a rap battle, right? If I'm doing a rap battle with you, and everything you're saying to me is very personal, and I decide to keep it straight up battle rap, I'm gonna just throw in metaphors and punchlines. I'm gonna say some nice stuff towards you, but I don't go personal at you while you're going personal at me. You won.
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna remember what you done said out so personal and go, bro, you didn't come back and defended yourself.
Right.
So that's the gist. WWE has been keeping CM Punk protected. Matter of fact, protected over Seth Rollins. He can't go that route.
I agree.
The old CM Punk would go low. I'm not even talking about what he did with AEW.
Right.
I'm talking what CM Punk did in his first mission run with WWE in the first place.
WWE, exactly.
Listen, BZ. Before Punk came out to WWE, I was watching his old promos on Monday Raw, right? This man CM Punk was cooking John Cena. He cooked the Rocket, bro. He cooked the Rock. He cooked the Rock. He cooked Kevin Nash. He cooked Triple H. He cooked Chris Jericho. There was John. Oh, he did John Laurinaitis dirty. He did John Laurinaitis dirty. Do you hear me, bro? That man told him you couldn't cut it. Your brother is part of the World Warriors, but you was boring, vanilla. Nobody cared about you. I mean, bro, CM Punk he didn't care. Like, when I say Punk did not care, he didn't care, bro. Like, the old CM Punk. That's why I'm yearning for Punk to somewhat bring back. Not because I want him to be personal and, highly disrespectful, but because it's what makes his character appealing. Like, he's just one of those guys that can trade insults with the best of them and it'd be hard to beat them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, he's been keeping it very, very cool with Seth Rollins. And every time I would see him and Seth Rollins, I'm like, bro, Punk, cook this dude. Please cook this dude, bro. Cook this dude. I know you got it in you. My homie PC is a fan of Seth Rollins. He always think he can cut better promos than you. I'm like, bro, I know you, bro. I know
right.
You, come on.
I know he's ready to do it.
I know you got it in you,
but I think that's what's the change in Punk. And he's trying to be loyal to his change. Like, bro, I'm not coming in here to wreck shop. I'm here to make money, and I'm here to help the business thrive. So I'm not going to go and be that old self. Because he could have easily hit the switch again. And they would have been like, I thought you said you wasn't going to go back to that old you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm respecting Punk right now for biting his tongue. But like I said, I just don't think him and Seth is really like that. Him and Seth probably is like, mutual. Like, stay over there. I stay over here. It is what it is. But I just think the more and more you keep working with somebody that you don't like, the more and more it goes away. And then all of a sudden, y'all just like, man, why are we beefing for? We in the same business. We work for the same company. And whatever, we're going to squash it like men. And I think that's probably what they've done.
Love professional wrestling.
Yeah, and I think they both done that.
Right, and I get Seth's point of view. I get where Seth's coming from. You CM Punk did not call Seth Rollins when he may have needed you or may have needed your advice when you left the WWE. I get it. I understand.
Right.
But at the same exact time, I believe in the old phrase, and even if some people go, it's not true, but it is true. Time heals all
wounds. Facts.
It does.
It does.
Give him, like, bro. If it didn't, do you think Hunter would decide to make the call? Hey, Punk,
Yeah, to come back.
Bring you back in.
Yeah, they wouldn't have brought him back. I agree.
Come on. We need to bring you back for the company because we see you this. He even told Punk, I'm not the same me I was from years ago.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure you have changed. You've matured. Let's do
Right.
business. And ever since then, you can see the behind the scenes of CM Punk and Hunter just hugging him out.
Yeah.
Showing love. He's showing love to Stephanie McMahon. And I remember, and he cooked. That's not.
Oh yeah, he cooked her. He cooked her.
He came at Stephanie like crazy, bro. Like there was a segment where Stephanie and her were talking, and he was WWE champion around time, and Stephanie was trying to stand her handshake to Punk, and Punk looked at the hand and told Stephanie, "No, I'm gonna have to pass. I know what the hand's been." Right?
Oh, I seen that video.
Yeah, like he went that low. Like he would go very low about Stephanie. Like he didn't care.
Oh yeah.
Because he said Stephanie was bean headed. He's your bean headed wife. He called him a bean. He called Stephanie McMahon a bean head. I mean her a bean head, bro. Like he. Punk just had crazy insults. He was saying, "Yo, the Doofus son-in-law and the rest of the Super family." Like he did not care, bro. That man had no chill. So yeah, the OC on Punk was outrageous.
Right.
But like I said, I agree. Time heals all wounds. And here's another thing too. People gotta realize: wrestling rivalries with people not liking each other in real time has happened multiple times over the years. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, they end up making up.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget.
They end up making
Bret
up.
Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. I remember when they apologized. When Shawn Michaels apologized to him, or I think Bret Hart was it in Canada when he called out Shawn Michaels.
I think so. Yeah.
And he came out and was like, "Yo, Shawn, get out here." And he apologized to him in the ring, and they hugged it out in the ring. Nobody ever seen that coming. Nobody thought it was going to ever happen. But he was like, "I changed, you changed. We need to squash this right now. We need to squash this in front of everybody." That was a loving situation. That was lovely.
It was awesome. And we knew the things that they had said to each other.
And I think Shawn, Shawn was. I think he was a believer at the time when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. Brett Shawn had got saved, became a Christian.
Yep.
Things like that. So yeah, bro. So like they come on, man. Like you gotta, what I'm saying, let go of those childish things. And Shawn himself will admit, like back then he wasn't the most welcoming guy back then. He wasn't the most like wholesome, good person like that.
Yeah.
He had an attitude problem. And I think he had an attitude problem because of insecurities. And he didn't reveal to a whole lot of people about what he had issues within himself with.
Yeah.
So when you have issues within yourself, you build up this defense mechanism of like, nah, I don't care who you are. I'm going to defend myself. It don't matter if you're the boss. It don't matter if you're like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard this thing where, who said it? Was it Hunter or Taker? Somebody has said this. Well, basically, I think even Bubba Ray has said this. He said that there was a thing this man wanted Shawn Michaels to do. No, Triple H has said this. He said there was back then there were writers that were trying to propose a promo to Shawn.
Yeah.
I think this man had handed it to him, and Shawn took the paper and he ripped it up in front of this man and left. He didn't care.
Yep.
And Shawn will tell you, he said, "Bro, I've been a CM Punk way before CM Punk even existed in WWE. I know what I like to be difficult and feel like you got your show and you got poop. Come on, he's been there. He's done that. It comes with the territory. Even up until now, I'm watching WWE LFG.
Yeah,
DJ Ray, I like DJ Ray.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
talented. He's funny. That man is hilarious. But at the same
Early.
exact time, I'm going. He's going to
Yeah,
be difficult.
yeah. It's early in his
He's
career. He
going to
needs
be.
to chill.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. You just gotta figure out what works with him, what doesn't work with him, and use it to the best of your advantage. And I think that's why Hunter knows how to utilize talent. Now he just had to cut some talent away in order for that to happen. But he has to do those decisions from time to time. So as much as people want to hate, oh Hunter, why you let go of R-Truth? I look at it like Hunter is doing what's best for business, not for what's personally done.
Right.
So when there was like no, it was personal. It was personal. I'm like, it wasn't personal on his part. I don't think.
Yeah, I
What
don't
the
think
hell
it
the
was
guy against
personal.
R2 for?
Yeah, I
And,
don't think
and,
it was
and
personal.
if that was the case, he would have revealed it. Now it is funny to know that Hard True Son even came at Hunter talking about some. Nah, bro, that's cat.
Yeah,
My
you
dad,
capping. Yeah, you capping.
it's cat.
He
It's
checked
cat.
him real quick.
But
Like, bro, no, don't try to take no credit for this. Nobody.
so that's a little kind of suspect right there and there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's
for real.
definitely suspect.
Definitely
But at the same
suspect. Because I'm
exact
like,
time, I'm
dang,
like,
why you fronting like that, Triple H? Are you enjoying the show? I'm like, bro, it wasn't even a show. No, let's keep it real. Keep it real. Y'all really had him. Y'all really had him lost. And if that, just like what R-Truth said, that we want truth, that broke the internet. You ain't had no choice but to bring that
but
boy
Hunter
back.
couldn't tell it. But I think Hunter did that on purpose because if he had told it outright about, well, yeah, we had went through this and we had went, then you're exposing the business some more.
Yeah, that's true. And you already given the
You don't
business
need to
enough.
expose the business no more
That's true.
about, oh yeah, we were signed R-True because of fan backlash. You don't have to say that
That's true.
because then you give basically the fans have won against you.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a credit because you guys said this, and I had to go ahead and bring him back, and you know I give you guys. He can't say that all in detail. You just already know.
Yep.
So when reports come out that they already worked out a deal, it's just like, okay, there you go.
Yep. Are you not entertained? That's what he should have said. Like, yeah,
He said,
sports
right? Are you not
entertainment.
entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you enjoying
Right.
the show? Understand that it's a show. Stop taking stuff so
It is a show.
serious. Yeah.
So I love his answer, even if
Yeah,
he
me
was
too.
saying it's not a show for our truth. It's true. I get some defending him over that, but at the same
Right.
time, technically, what Hunter said was true.
Right.
He just said it in so many words. I mean, yeah, he said very less.
Exactly.
Technically
He was like,
speaking,
man, I love
it
your
was a
question.
show.
He was like, I love your question. And you want
Yep.
me to give you everything, but I'm not giving you everything. Sorry.
Nope. Because you're not part of the creative process. You're not on the day to day. You're not knowing what I have to do and all the choices I have to make. It's hard. Like it's a hard thing to manage. Even if they're having fun, WWE's killing it as far as business. It's hard to manage
Yeah.
all that talent and be creative and trying to figure out scripts and what we're gonna do with the bloodline, what we're gonna do with this, and hey Tiffany, what can we do with you? And hey Ryder, how can we use that's a lot.
It
It's a lot
is.
to do. So it's not the easiest thing. People think it is.
It is.
All right, right quick. Monday Night Raw coming on. By the way, thank you guys for checking out our Monday, recap. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much.
For sure.
For sure. Like, thank y'all for commenting. Tell me I stayed on business. Showing busy love
Yeah,
over the
y'all
10
be
second
on it,
timeout.
man. Y'all be on it.
Y'all are
I'm gonna
great,
bring that
bro.
10.
Y'all
I'm
are
gonna
great,
bring
bro.
that 10-second count. I'm gonna bring that back. Every time somebody say something crazy. Like, all right, let me give you 10 seconds. Put them in a 10-second timeout. For sure.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But right quick, before we go ahead and wrap this up, man. What's your
Hold on.
predictions for Monday Night Raw?
Hold on. All right, my predictions for Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I said this is what I said. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think Jay Uso he fights Gunther tonight. Somehow, some way, uh, Jay Uso wins, but I think somehow he's gonna be beat up a lot by the Seth Rollins people, and they possibly try to cash in, but the cash in gets interrupted by like a CM Punk or a Sami Zayn or something like that. or whatever, which causes him not to get the cash in all the way through. But I think Jey Uso gets beat up a little bit more. To be honest, I don't want to say that Gunther will beat him because it's going to be to me. It's going to be crazy if they allow Jey Uso to beat the Ring General 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know what the WWE is doing. I don't know if they're and no, this is no disrespect to Jey Uso, but I don't know if they're punishing
Right.
Gunther or what. Because let's come on, bro. Gunther is him. We playing around,
He
bro.
really is.
He really
He
like
really
that.
is.
Like Jey Uso,
He
he
really
nice,
is.
but come on, bro. He's not Gunther. And it just be beating Gunther all the time. It's just weird to me. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Gunther's getting punished. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So as far as that, I got that. I think R-Truth's gonna come out explain the situation. I think John Cena might come out. They might butt heads a little bit or something. Might have a little storyline going on between that. I would not be upset if never mind. I ain't even gonna say that. But John Cena and R-Truth, I think something's gonna happen with that. Because I don't think John Cena's gonna allow just him to get smashed like that to lose that match. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if you get John Cena versus Logan Paul. That was an interesting back and forth they had in that match.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I agree.
It was an interesting back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Starting to get some stuff to get because you're still trying to convert Cena back to be good by the end of the year. You're still trying to get him. That might start the little process. I don't know. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't know. But them is the only thing that I could think of right now. I can't think of nothing else off the top of my
Nikki
head.
Bella is showing
Oh,
up
she
to
is coming
return
back
from
today.
Raw.
I wonder if what she's doing. Is she gonna be in a
My
match or
guy,
something?
my guy from my job at Kroger's believes she's going to factor into the tag team division with Brie coming back as well, and they're going to go at the tag team titles.
They bringing Brie back too?
I think so eventually. Yeah.
If they bring in Brie back, Daniel Bryan is on his way back to retire in the WWE.
I'm a mad Dan Bryan coming back.
Because I'm telling you, you can't just have a husband on one company and a wife on the other. Rhea Ripley is doing it, and she's doing well with it, but I don't know how long that's gonna last without her husband having to come over on his side.
You know what though? Nah, I kind of take that back because I think Bryan retired in AEW though. Like that's the only
That's why
thing.
I'm
Like
saying I
he,
think he's on his way back. I think he could come back to retire the WWE, officially retire, give one more little run.
oh, like have his retirement match in WWE, but
Yeah,
AEW was his retirement match over there.
yeah. Before he could be in the
Okay,
Hall
I
of
get
Fame,
that.
because I don't know, can they put him in the Hall of Fame if he was in AEW? I'm just trying to make
If
sure
he's
that
still
they
signed
put
to
him in the
AEW, they
WWE
can't.
Hall of Fame.
If he's signed to AEW, they probably can't. No.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, bro, he's gonna have to sign back to the WWE before he can get retired in the WWE Hall of Fame. And I think Triple H probably wants that too. So
By the
if
way,
Daniel,
guys, these guys not a fan of Dan Bryan.
I can't stand him. Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn are the same people. I can't stand it.
You don't like underdog characters?
Not like no. Reason why I don't like underdog characters is because people got to understand being an underdog character. At the end of the day, they're already always going to put you over all the time. But in real life, it's not like that all the time.
That's true.
That's the only thing. I'm like, bro,
That's
and
true.
if you're an
That's true. I
underdog
get that.
character in the WWE, you automatically get to win the championship. Like Rey Mysterio when he beat Big Show and all them for the big titles. Bro, that's an underdog character. Like you did that. But in all actuality, all underdog characters don't get over like that. You're just an underdog forever.
Which is why WWE presents you a show.
Yeah.
It's not based on realistic stuff happening in real time. Some of it can be authentic and real. Like I guess to be a professional wrestler is that you can make it however you want. You can make it however you want to present yourself. Like to me, when I look at CM Punk, I go, that's Phil Brooks being CM Punk. CM Punk is just his nickname. You know what I mean? Like Phil Brooks is still Punk turned to a whole nother level.
Right.
It's not really a character. It's just his name is just canon because of what he stands for. Eddie
Right.
Kingston is in AEW, and Eddie Kingston reminds me so much of Dusty Rhodes because of the way he looks, right? But
Right.
he's an authentic kind of guy. He does not care about, oh yeah, you want me to follow the script. He don't want you to follow. He's not letting you give him a script.
Right.
He's not letting you say works for him. Same thing with CM Punk. Punk's like, I don't need nobody to write no scripts for me.
Right.
Like, I can talk. You don't know me, so and he told this guy, like, I watched the documentary. He told the guy, bro, this guy was trying to give him a script from Evans and was trying to co-sign, and he took the paper and ripped it up in front of his face.
Right.
Like, you can't tell my narrative. It's kind of like similar to what we talk about, like when we talk about like hip hop and Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I'm sorry for bringing this up because people are going to probably be like, "Oh my God, we get it. Why Kendrick Lamar won against Drake and this and that." We get it. Just all right, you ain't gotta keep on repping it in. You hate Drake. First of all, I don't hate Drake. I told you I don't hate nobody. Okay, but it's similar to that fact because Kendrick Lamar is for the culture, and culturally in hip hop, you gotta stand by what you are as an artist.
Right.
That means as a rapper, we don't allow nobody to write. I'm going to the ghostwriting stuff. Am I going to ghostwriting allegations? No, I'm not doing this. I'm just saying. You can't allow yourself to be having somebody write your stuff to control your narrative.
Right.
My biggest thing is I don't want nobody to control my narrative. I want to control my own narrative.
Right.
So if I were to go to you right now, I would tell Hunter, hey, this is my character, this is who I am, or this is who I represent myself as, and this might be me, but at the same exact time, like, it's not me. You can utilize however you want to utilize me as far as booking, but don't you dare give me a promo.
Right.
Like, I'm not taking no promos. Like, maybe early on I probably respect it and be like, cool, boom, boom, boom. But if I can hold my own without it, I'm good. The same way I need to plug in. Oh, we got the show coming up? Okay, cool. I'll plug in that show. We got this event coming up, this city, I got you. Other than that, you don't tell me how to write my insults.
That's true.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I can do that for myself. BZ, would you want somebody to write for you?
Nope.
My point exactly.
Nobody ever be able to write for me. Ever.
No. I'm talking about you doing. Let's say you even do promos. Would you have somebody write for you?
Right. Can't do it. I ain't letting nobody write nothing about nothing.
No. You're not gonna have me say some Looney Tune garbage, like, bro. what is y'all on? Like, no.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we good. All right. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. But yeah, bro. Nice talk, man. Again, you guys show some love on the socials. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok. Oh, BZ, check out my TikTok video that I posted recently.
Oh, yo, no, that's crazy. I shared it already, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You put it on Instagram?
No, I shared it on what you call it? Didn't I share it on TikTok? Reshared it or reposted it? I gotta get it. Is it on IG too?
No, I ain't put it on IG. I probably should put it on IG. Should I?
No, don't put it on IG. Keep it on Facebook. I mean, keep it on TikTok. Yo.
All right, I'll keep it on TikTok, bro.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
to the dome, you know I came to kill. And all the DJs and beat makers know the drill. Your boy back, they all run like sawmill.